One of my goals today is to come inside of here and identify these areas with all this Japanese honeysuckle in it. You can see it's been hit pretty hard. It's pretty dormant right now, but you can still see what it does. So kind of the catch-22 with all of these little projects, timber stand projects, is to get anything to grow in here, you got to open up the canopy. So you got to knock a hole in it to get the sunlight to come down and hit the new acorns or new seeds or new little saplings. But whenever you open it up, this is what you get. You get a whole bunch of this invasive Japanese honeysuckle. And so we got a plan. We'll come in here and get this sprayed out. You can see here on the edge, it's already starting to green. We're sitting here now about the first week of February, and it's already starting to perk up a little bit. Come about March, this right here will be good and green, and hopefully everything that we want to keep is not green yet. So we'll come in here, we'll spray this out. I'm going to mark it on my phone, and there's spots like this all over the place. There's probably, I don't know, there's probably a couple acres for sure of this stuff, if not more, that's just kind of scattered all throughout. And so the really only feasible way to come in here is to spray it and get it knocked out so that the birds can't come in and get the little seeds off of this and spread it more. And I mean, there's little patches of this all over the place, all over the state, all over the county. But any little patch that we can knock out, all the better. And then that will open up all this bare ground underneath it. And then we'll come back in here, because as you can see, we've got an opening up above us right here that is wide open. And we'll come back in here and we'll plant something that's native species, and also a plant that is better for wildlife, because all those native birds, even like the birds that are passing through, they rely and have evolved over time with all of these natives. And unfortunately, find a good example for you here, right here. So unfortunately, this honeysuckle, you can see how it grows, how it vines. It just grab a hold of anything it can get a hold of. And it grows up, it gets in the trees, and it chokes it out, and eventually it'll make it just an impenetrable mass. You won't be able to walk through here, and it is completely useless to both man and to beast. Yeah, you can see it here, another spot right there where it's already growing up. That's actually on a limb that is falling down, and that limb is, my guess, not been there very long, just looking at the size of branches that it's on. So that tells you how fast that stuff grows up. I mean, that's probably 8 foot off the ground right there. So it's definitely got to come out. Like I said, we're going to spray it. I know probably some of you don't like that. However, taking this out by hand, you just can't. It would take an army of folks, and I don't have an army. So we'll spray it out. It's kind of the greater good. We'll have minimal impact. We're not going to hit it all, just this one little area in here. Like I said, then we'll come back through it and we'll plant some species that are more conducive to our native wildlife, and also all those native animals that pass through here, all those songbirds and all that everybody likes. So that is the plan. So stick around and we'll see what happens here in a couple weeks. So a couple weeks back, came up here and I intentionally planted a bunch of these acorns and pecans and walnuts. Still got quite a few of them left. You can see in my bucket here, there's a bunch. Currently we're sitting in early February, so I'm running out of time. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to spread these, just scatter them by hand out across here. You can see this is kind of a low spot in here, and it's pretty open. And between the openness and the squirrels and everything else, maybe they'll plant them for me. But if I don't get them in the ground here pretty quick, we are going to run out of opportunity. So I'm going to go ahead and just grab a handful and throw them. We'll see what happens. In the state of Missouri, if you got a purple sign like this one, that indicates that it is private property. So I always put that in the